Today I'm becoming the agent of Ronaldo's son. Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. is now my newest client to my agency, which means it's my job to make sure he makes the right decisions to hopefully lead him into a successful career full of trophies. As well as, of course, maybe even a Ballon d'Or or two. Living up to the 5 that his dad got, however, might be rather impossible. So without too much pressure on him, let's aim for 3 Champions Leagues and maybe one of the international trophies with Portugal. But of course, we are starting with Cristiano Jr. in Saudi Arabia, where his dad currently plays, and he's still only 14 years old. And so we need to fast forward a few seasons before we can really start this challenge. Alright, so we're 2 years on and the kid is still 14. That's because we set his date of birth to what his actual date of birth is in 2010, so that at this point in 2025, he is still going to be 14 years old. However, he is playing some games for the reserves, or the youth team that they have in Saudi Arabia, and he's got himself 6 goals and 8 assists in 37 starts. And already, as you can see, there is a little bit of growth, which is great for Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. But by the time he gets to 16, his contract runs out in 2028 when he's 17. I think he could be a first-team player already, so let's skip to that part. Now, that was going to be the case, but at 15 years of age, although he hasn't made any first appearances in the league, he has in the cup, 4 in fact, and he's done quite well. A 6.77 for a 15-year-old isn't bad. He's still playing in the reserves as well, 12 goals and 3 assists, and you can see that because he has a little reserves thing next to his name, makes him available for it, and the development is quite good. All right, his bravery is one. We've seen way better, but everything else, you can see for a 15-year-old, he's going to be world-class at some point. Now, in terms of Al-Nassr, his dad has already retired. We've got George Sampaoli in there. We've got the likes of Mark Gay, who's joined and is captain, but he is named as a hot prospect. So I don't think it's going to be too long before he's in the first team as a proper player, not just a cup appearance type of player. However, the following season, yes, we got a little bit more development, and actually he's started to play natural on the right wing as well as the left and up front, but no first team appearances other than one off the bench in the cup, which did surprise me if I'm honest. However, the season after, he was getting first team football for Al-Nassr and made his decision where he wanted to leave, and to be honest, yeah, I should have advised him on this. Because growing up as a Manchester United fan and a big fan of Cristiano Ronaldo, it pains me to see that he has decided to join Liverpool at the end of his contract. I don't think his dad would have enjoyed that either. However, at 17, 3 caps for Portugal, which is rather impressive, really, when you consider how good their squad is. He's looking quite good. Again, the bravery is down, but in the first team football, 10 goals in 16 appearances. That is quite good. I know he's in the Saudi Arabian league, but as a 17-year-old getting 10 goals, 2 assists, 2 player of the matches, some important goals as well. And Al-Nassr, they finish in second place under Sampaoli. They got some fantastic players, still finish in second place. But he was definitely a shining light. And now he's off to Liverpool. So let's add a little bit of context as to where we are in terms of Liverpool in 2028. They finish on 80 points, which was the same as Arsenal and Newcastle in the Premier League. 8 points behind Manchester City, 4th place. Al-Nassr is still in charge. Now, their team has been decimated slightly with, of course, the likes of Mo Salah becoming a bit old now, 35, maybe nowhere near as good as what he has, but they do have the likes of Evan Ferguson, Kvaratskhelia on the left, and Florian Wirtz in that centre attacking midfield role. To be honest, their strike force looks really hard to get into. And so, as his agent, I've made the tough decision to send him out on loan to Birmingham City. Now, it's just a 1-year deal just to see how we fare, but at 18 years old, he needs first-team football, and I think Birmingham City is the place to do that. Last season, they finished in 11th place. The season preview puts them in 9th. Could he help them to a championship playoff spot? Well, before any of that happens, he could complete one of the challenges already at age 18. You see, as we recently discovered, he got his first international appearance and now his first international goal for Portugal, and it just so happens that Portugal are in the midst of a Euros push, and they have come 3rd in their group, but they have still got a chance and have managed to get all the way to the semi-final where they play Spain. And for some reason, Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. is actually in the first team squad. I don't know how, over the likes of Rafael Leao and João Rego, but he has been picked to play for Portugal. and I'm really enjoying that. And I can't quite believe what has happened, but Portugal went on to beat Spain to face France in the final, and they went on to win it 2-1, which meant this Portugal side, which has, including Bruno Fernandes, Ruben Diaz, all of those fantastic players, was playing Cristiano Ronaldo Jr., and now, as a milestone, he is a European Championship winner already at age 18. And it doesn't stop there, because at Birmingham he really came into his own. A lot of first team football, 41 starts in fact, with 11 goals and 6 assists in the Sky Bet Championship. And did he help them get promoted? Not quite. In fact, they had quite a bad season, down in 16th place, but he was much of a shining light for them. In fact, going to his milestones page again, we have the Sky Bet Championship Young Player of the Year, won by Cristiano Ronaldo Jr., even though they were terrible this season. So the question is now, do we rely on him going back to Liverpool to gain first team football, or is another loan deal the way to go for Cristiano Ronaldo Jr.? Now again, as his agent, this is where I need to make a tough decision, because another loan deal would guarantee first team football, but would he ever then integrate into the Liverpool side at all? Would he ever meet his mates, his future pals, his future teammates? But if I look at this Liverpool side, still with Al-Nassr, who has just won the Premier League, by the way, by a point, there could be an opening for him to kind of come off the bench for the likes of Kvaratskhelia, Evan Ferguson, or even pinch that Szoboszlai role on the right-hand side, who, let's face it, you wouldn't really play him there. He's more of a centre midfielder. Could he be getting that role? I think it's worth a try for one season. Because the thing is, he's young enough that a one season without first team football and just a few appearances off the bench won't harm the rest of his career, and we can then go, alright, it did work, we'll send him out on loan for the second season and just see how that plays out and assess then. I think it's worth the risk trying to see if he can get into this Liverpool side at this point. And I feel like my decision was justified when Ronaldo Jr. started the first game of the season on the right-hand side. All right, he didn't score a goal or get an assist, but he had a great average rating, and he featured in the cup. Now, the downside to this season was that Liverpool just missed winning the Premier League by a single point to Manchester City. However, the huge upside is that Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. played a lot of games for the side as a 19-year-old and has developed really well, starting 14 games, 18 off the bench, getting 11 Premier League goals, 2 assists and 3 player of the matches. Featured in total over 50 games this season, which is why his development has been this good. So as much as I hate to say it, so far the move to Liverpool was probably a good idea. The season after was even more of a mental one, because Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. played 49 games, and every game he was available other than one, he started, scoring 17 goals. Whereas Kvaratskhelia, who is this good, started majority of his games from the bench and only started 7 games in total. However, it was a really poor season for Liverpool. They finished down in 5th place. Alright, the points were quite close to 2nd and 3rd, but yeah, that's still not great. Al-Nassr is still in charge. If you look at the other competitions, it was a round of 16 exit to Bayern Munich in the Champions League. That's not very good. And a semi-final exit in the FA Cup. Yeah, he needs to be doing better than that. The following season wasn't much better either, with Liverpool finishing down in 4th place. Al-Nassr is still in charge. They did get to the FA Cup final, but lost to Brentford, unfortunately. But it was another round of 16 exit to a German side in the Champions League. However, this was the season Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. spent at Liverpool as a 21-year-old first-team player, and his development was mental. On the pitch, he didn't get as many goals. He did get more assists, but the appearances were slightly lower due to a couple of injuries. So I kind of think I need to give him one more year at Liverpool, and then that would make 5 years there, or 4, with actually one of them being on loan at Birmingham. And if they don't really win a Premier League then, or even challenge for a Champions League, then it might be time for him to be moving club. So would this be the final season in a Liverpool shirt, or would this be the start of a new journey at Liverpool where winning trophies became a big factor? Well, unfortunately, once again, they were nowhere near close to the title, with 76 points, finishing in 3rd place, while Newcastle and Man City both finished on 91. And wouldn't you know it, no trophies, because Manchester City knocked them out of the round of 16 in the Champions League, winning both fixtures, and they were knocked out of the FA Cup in the 3rd round by Arsenal after extra time. time. And I do think Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. deserves much better. He is a world-class talent now, kind of being wasted, only getting 7 goals and 11 assists this season, and kind of playing second fiddle in Liverpool's side to what is quite a strong attack with the likes of Evan Ferguson and Florian Wirtz getting in on the action. And so I had a look around the leagues to see who could afford Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. and who potentially would need him, and I found one club that, again, Cristiano Ronaldo fans are not going to be too pleased with me, and that's because I transferred him to Barcelona. Now, I do have logical reason for this, so please hear me out. Now, obviously, Barcelona is a big rival to Real Madrid, who Cristiano Ronaldo pretty much spent the majority of his career and had the most success during his career, so seeing his son play for Barcelona is a little bit dodgy. However, Real Madrid finished in second place. They have Jurgen Klopp as their manager. Barcelona actually have Jurgen Klopp's old assistant, Pep Linders, and they are winning the league. And if we take a look at the La Liga, the past winners, it's the first time that Real Madrid have not won the league, and yet he's done it without really having a really good striker. So they got Barcola up front, who has been scoring goals. Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. is better than him. They got Lamine Yamal, who is roughly the same age, maybe a little bit younger, but they don't have anybody scoring more than 20 goals this season. Real Madrid, on the other hand, I don't think he'd get a game. Rodrigo, Endrick's in the side, and still really good. Kylian Mbappe still here. We still have Vinicius Jr. They have this guy on the wing who's quite good. They have a lot of players. Jadon Sancho's there. Darwin Nunez. There's a lot of options for a player to go up front, whereas Barcelona, there isn't any. And Barcelona are going to be out for revenge because Real Madrid knocked them out of the Champions League as well and then went on to win it. So if we're taking a look at Champions League trophies, which he needs to get, Real Madrid have won a lot of them recently. Barcelona have not won since 2014-15. That's nearly 20 years and a long time for Barcelona. So hopefully that was enough reasons for you to also agree that the move to Barcelona was justified, because after one season, it does look like it was a very good move to make. Because Barcelona won La Liga once again, second season in a row with 100 points, 3 points ahead of Real Madrid, and Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. was the second top scorer in the league, only behind Lamine Yamal. And in the El Clasico against Real Madrid, 3 games towards the end of the season, in a very important game for the title race, Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. scored the equaliser. Now, unfortunately, some things happened across the season which makes the whole move in general up for grabs, but I still think the move to Barcelona was the right one if we had to move. And I say this because Liverpool went and won the Champions League. What makes it even worse, actually, is the semi-final, they knocked out Barcelona. So, yeah, they finished 7th in the Premier League, though, and they do have a new manager. So, if you ask me, no, yeah, I get it. I get it. He would be a Champions League winner. So let's just hope that's one minor little negative that we have on this move, and we can hope for a much more fruitful career at Barcelona for Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. Well, unfortunately, in La Liga, Real Madrid reclaimed their spot back at the top, winning by 8 points. However, this was a fantastic season, because in what was an epic Champions League final against Real Madrid, Barcelona are Champions League winners, and Cristiano Ronaldo Jr., although he wasn't part of any of the goals scored, is now a Champions League winner, which means that's 1 down, 3 to go. We've already got ourselves an international trophy, so it's just that and the Ballon d'Or, which again, it's so difficult to win in this game. And the Ballon d'Or winners itself has been very interesting, to say the least. Real Madrid dominated it for a long period of time during the 2020s before Jamal Musiala picked one up. Then this Saudi Arabian new gen at Newcastle, who is absolutely phenomenal, did pick up 2 in 3 years, with Lamine Yamal getting the one in the middle. Which then leaves the question of what Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. has to do to make sure he lifts that exact same trophy. Well, there has been a change around at Barcelona with Luis Enrique coming in, and he's changed the tactic too to a 4-2-2-2 formation, but if anything, that has been beneficial for Ronaldo Jr., who is now playing as an out-and-out striker. Although he has only picked up 16 goals and 9 assists, which is only 1 goal higher than his previous season, it has meant that he has seen better performances in himself. Milestone-wise though, all they managed to do this season was win the Super Cup. But Luis Enrique was very fastly sacked and Jack Brazil became the manager. But for Cristiano Ronaldo Jr., this was a blessing. His style of play and system was a standard 4-4-2, but using Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. as their main goal threat, and this led to the most goals he has scored, as he picked up 30 goals in La Liga alone with 5 assists and 6 player of the matches. However, because of that changeover, Atletico Madrid actually went and won the league, but he did win the Golden Boot. They did, however, lift the Copa del Rey for the first time since he had joined. What I found really interesting though is that he is wanted by Manchester City, yet another rival of his dad's clubs. However, as his agent, I have directed him to not make that move this season because Manchester City aren't doing too well, as they currently find themselves down in 5th place with Newcastle running things in the Premier League right now under Vincent Kompany. And although the tactical style will put him up front with Erling Haaland or Shaquille Van Persie, which means he might not get as many game times, that could be a worry for us if he decided to move. And so we are staying put yet again in Catalonia, and Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. is hopefully going to score some goals in this Jack Brazil system. It was only a runners-up position in La Liga to Real Madrid this time round, and a runners-up in the Golden Boot for Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. Milestone-wise, the only thing he does add is a Copa del Rey winners medal yet again, but other than that, it's a lot of runners-up in terms of all of the awards. The last 2 seasons of the Ballon d'Or has been won by Mohamed Al-Nassr, again from Saudi Arabia, and Ethan Nwaneri, who is finding himself at Juve. But the following season, Pep Lijnders returned to Barcelona and used his 4-3-3, in which Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. was the main striker. And they were on top once again with 104 points, although he was nowhere near in the Golden Boot. And in the Champions League, it was a very embarrassing exit to AC Milan of Italy, 4-0 on aggregate. But for the 3rd summer in a row, Manchester City kept on knocking on our door and wanted to sign Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. This time, I couldn't stop him. He was very insistent on moving back to the Premier League with Manchester City while he is still in his prime, and at Manchester City under Vincent Kompany could be deployed in any of the 3 positions up front, which I don't mind so much. Now, for the first couple of seasons, goals-wise, he did score a lot, 20 in both seasons in the Premier League. However, by milestones, you can see they won 0 trophies. Kompany is still being trusted to run the side, and they only finished in 3rd in the Premier League, with his former club Liverpool winning the Premier League this season. It was another really annoying exit, as well as Manchester City lost 4-0 on aggregate in the semi-final of the Champions League, and his years are running out. If he's to even get nominated for a Ballon d'Or win, he's gonna start having to win more trophies, because right now Liverpool and Dortmund players are lifting it, and he's not even in the top 3. In the 3rd season again, Manchester City were down in 4th place with 68 points, and he wasn't even in the Golden Boot situation. However, what he did do was score in the Champions League final against Arsenal in a 2-1 victory, meaning that he is a 2-time Champions League winner, with Manchester City being the 2nd club he has won it with. Goals-wise, he didn't have that much of a big enough season. He did score quite a lot of goals in the Champions League, so that's the only thing I'm kind of thinking might give him a shot at that Ballon d'Or. But to the shock of nobody, he wasn't even nominated. However, he did finish 2nd place in the FIFA Pro Player of the Year. City, though, still under Vincent Kompany, has come a lot closer to winning the Premier League, being just 2 points behind Liverpool. But Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. is now 32 years old, and he's still playing at his best with 17 goals and 5 assists, and still putting in really high average ratings. But how long can this continue? Well, good news is that Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. returned to the Camp Nou and won the Champions League yet again in back-to-back seasons for Manchester City. He didn't score in the final, but he played very well, and now has 3 of those trophies, which of course was the target we had for him to win. Now it's just that Ballon d'Or. Can he lift it off the back of this season? The answer is unfortunately no. However, what I did miss was that in 2037-38, he did actually become 2nd place, and I don't know how I missed that. However, his time at Manchester City is coming to an end, because his contract is about to run out within a month, and although there's no interested parties right now, we are going to explore our options after 5 very good seasons back in Manchester. Finally though, Cristiano Ronaldo fans are going to enjoy where his son has gone next, because he has made a very wholesome return to his dad's former club Sporting, where of course he was found and bought for Manchester United at the very beginning of his dad's career. And he celebrated one very good season here at Sporting, lifting the title at his dad's former club and being the Golden Boot winner. However, he was off very quickly because he moved back to Al-Nassr on £1.4 million per week to live out the last 2 seasons of his career from a £6.25 million move, where he eventually retired back in Saudi Arabia at 36 years old. So yes, we might not have won the Ballon d'Or with Cristiano Ronaldo Jr., but we had a lovely journey along the way, visiting some clubs that his dad definitely hated throughout his career, but he was still very successful, lifting 3 Champions League trophies and of course an international trophy with the Euros. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe so you do not miss another one, and if you haven't checked this video out, we also become the agent just like this one to Chido Obi Martin of Manchester United. Yeah, that youngster that's scoring a lot of the goals. That was a fun one as well. So on your screen, go watch it right now.